Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. And today I am doing a full face of Sephora products. Not the brands that Sephora carries, although one brand will be because I don't have the Sephora one of it. This here was sent to me as well as everything else thanks to Sephora. However, this video is not sponsored. All opinions are 100% my own, and I'm excited to get started with this. We're gonna start with this. This is so cool. Check this out. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You can see more about it in my Sephora holiday haul, which I will link right above. Most of the things I'm gonna be using are in here. It's got the eyeshadows, it's got blushes, it's got eyeliner, all sorts of good stuff. So I'm gonna be using a lot from this. Unfortunately, I did not get a Sephora brand primer. So I'm going to go ahead and use a brand that Sephora carries and is like one of their best sellers. This is a Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This little bottle here runs like 10 bucks. Actually, almost out of this one. This one is a silicone base. We're not going to focus on this. I'm just going to put my primer on so that my foundation has something to grab onto. We are primed and a little pink, but it's pretty normal for me. So next thing I'm going to use is the Sephora 10 Wear Perfection Foundation, and this is in the shade light number 10. And this isn't the lightest shade, but it is one of the lighter ones. I've been using this for the past week and I have been really enjoying it. So I'm just gonna put a little pump there on my hand, and I'm actually going to use a Sephora sponge. I got this in the advent calendar, but they do sell these separately. So let's dig in. This seems like a pretty decent color for me after it oxidizes. It seems a little light on my skin right now, but once it starts oxidizing, it's actually not too bad. And it doesn't oxidize too badly, which is nice. It's a medium coverage foundation, and it's not bad. Another thing that they sent me is the Sephora Make No Mistake Foundation and Concealer Stick. Now this, I've tried it out. It's a little dark for a concealer, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it like that anyways. See how dark that is on me. One thing I do like about it is it's got some yellow in it, and so it kind of brightens up my face a little bit. So I'm just gonna put this on and blend it in. Just pretend it's a concealer. It's just kind of brightening me up a little bit, which is what I want. I don't know if I really have anything to conceal per se today. I actually got sleep last night. I should pull my hair back, but whatever, right? We've already started. I'm not gonna do any more. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Sephora Beauty Amplifier Powder, and this is a smooth translucent setting powder. I've mentioned this before because I used this in my last video, that it's got one of these kind of netty things, and I'm not a big fan of those. I don't know why. They're just not for me. So I'm just going to tap it into the cap here and brush it all over my face. Next thing I normally do is my eyebrows. You can see my eyebrows have seen better days. They definitely need a grooming, so I'm just gonna take a spoolie and brush them up. I really need to have them done. So in the Sephora Once Upon a Night palette, you do have some brow powders, so I'm just gonna use those. I normally use a pencil, so brow powders are a little for me, but we're gonna try it out and see. Let's go with this second to darkest shade right here, and I'm using a brush from one of their holiday collections, one of the brush sets. So let's go in and see how this powder does. Oh, it's a little dark. Not a huge fan of powders. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray this using the Beauty Amplifier Set and Refresh Spray. And this is a Sephora product, and see how it works with my brush wet using the same color. Better. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna go into this one here. This is the second lightest shade, and see if I, with a wet angle brush here, and see if I can kind of cheat some hairs in the front here. I'm done with my brows for now. They're not perfect just because I don't normally like powder, but they're not bad. So I'm gonna stick with that. The color is good. It's slightly warm, but it's not like super, super warm. Trying to decide a look I wanna do. It's got all of these colors in it. I think what I'm going to do is go with one of my kind of favorite standby looks is a blue lid and kind of a warm everything else. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I need to start off with a base, so we're gonna start off with this one right here. And it's got a lot of powder on it. Let's go with this one right up here for a transition. One thing I will say, oh, there we go. That's better. I was gonna say I can't reach the last ones, but I didn't have it out all the way. So we're gonna go into this one here for a nice transition. And I'm not tapping my brush off in between. I feel like I only really tap off brushes for certain palettes. I'm gonna go into this color here, which is like a, almost, it's like a brownish black. And wow, okay. I'm just gonna go in with this super fluffy brush from a brand that I don't know. I'm not sure what brand this is. I just kind of grabbed it. One thing I'm noticing with these shadows is that they're starting to kind of blend away a little bit. And that might just be me because I don't normally use primer on my lids. I probably with primer, it would probably work a little bit better. But there's a hole right there. Hello, hello. So moving on, I need to warm up my lids a little bit more, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade right there. And so far I'm using all mattes. So I'm gonna go in with this warm tone here and warm up my lid a little bit just because it needs it. That brown that I used is a very cool tone brown. And as much as I like cool tones, for this look, I don't need it. Okay. I'm okay with that. All right, I'm gonna go on to the other side. I love doing that. So pretty. I want to focus on this palette right here. It has all of the blues and greens and some pretty stuff in it. And I'm gonna lay down this one right here first. I'm just gonna do it dry to see how it works. It's not a whole lot of pigment, but it is a matte shade and kind of not technically supposed to do it that way. So I'm gonna go in with a shimmer shade as well. I'm gonna get this brush wet too, so I can go into this shimmer blue that is right next to it right here. Not a lot of payoff. Let's try my finger. Finger is definitely better. It's still not a whole lot of payoff though, which is frustrating. Should I lay purple over it? I think I'm gonna go into this kind of bluish purple. Oh, that's really pretty. It's really pretty. And kind of lay it on top. That's actually really pretty. I do like that one. I think I found a winner. I'm definitely finding that using these shimmer shades with your finger is better than with a brush. So if you're using this, I would recommend trying your finger first. I do think I want to go over this a little bit in this kind of a tealy, kind of greenish shade. I like that. And I am finding I have to like kind of really dig in. Blend that out a bit with a clean brush. Oh no, I'm losing it. okay. I'm okay with that. I do have a little bit of fallout, but it's fine. All right, so next I need to use some highlight. And I'm going to, well, you know what? I got to do the bottoms of my lids first. And I'm going to go back into these warms here on this side and go in with kind of a flat, fluffy brush. And we're going to start off with this shade here. It's a little too light. Let's go deeper. It's better. Blend it out with a little pencil brush. Now I need some highlight. And with the highlight, stay down there. With the highlight, I'm going to go in with this middle one. And this is one that I have actually been using a bit. And this is a face highlight, but it's got this beautiful kind of almost an iridescent tone to it. It's slightly pinkish. It's really, really pretty. So I'm actually going to put it in the corner of my eyes. Now I do feel like I'm losing a bit on my upper lid, and I feel like the shimmers don't have like the bang that they should have. So I'm going to go over it with that same highlighter and just kind of pat it on. See if I can brighten that up. All right, that definitely brightened it up quite a bit. So now I don't like the blue. I'm just going to brighten it up even more. Because why not? How's that? Is that good? I think that's good. All right, since I'm slightly changing the look, I am going to add a little bit more highlight to my eyes on the inner corner. Just like sweep it right in here. And for this, I want to use kind of a champagne kind of one right here. Since we're not really caring too much about that blue anymore, it's because I don't like the formula too much on that. So we're just going to kind of brighten up my eyes a little bit more. I think what I want to do is clean my fingers off on my pants and just kind of layer on to a little bit more highlight in these corners. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I can work with that. So I'm going to use this champagne highlight just underneath my brow bone. All right, so as far as the eyeshadows go, I think I'm done. I don't want to do any more. There's a lot of these eyeliners here. I don't see a black. Was this black? Oh, it's black. Okay. All right, I guess I'll use it. So I'm going to dip into this one here. It looks brown in the pan, but it's actually black. And I need a really skinny, little tiny angle brush to do this. And I'm just going to pick up a bunch on my angle brush. And I'm going to put a little bit on my hand here so that I have kind of a palette to use. It feels very, very, very creamy. I don't know how it's going to dry. We're going to find out. I need a closer mirror. All right, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not going to use it. Thankfully, Sephora did send me another liner here, which I am going to use. That is like 1,000 times better. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. This eyeliner is actually really nice. I don't know if you've ever used the Sephora liners, but this is like a really dark and almost like a gel. Is this a gel? Doesn't say, but it is waterproof. So one of the nice things about this liner is you take off this part and it's got a little sharpener here, and it also has a smudger. So I'm going to use the smudger just by keeping it on the end here and smudge out my top lash line. Also doing a little bit on my bottom lash line. Something that I always end up doing when I have a darker eye look, which is like all the time, is darkening up my outer corner. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this real soft black here with a very, very fluffy brush. Darken that baby up a little bit. All right, the eye look is coming together. Yay! Another thing that Sephora sent me was the Lashcraft Length and Volume Mascara. So here it is here. I'm going to use it instead of using lashes today. I need a closer mirror to do it. The formula isn't clumping at all, which is really good. All right, so I'm going to go back in here because I need to do some contouring and some blush. And I'm going to go ahead and use this kind of an angled fluffy brush that was in one of their kits. These contours look really warm. I'm gonna try this middle one here, see how it does. It's a little bit warm for my taste, but it's not horrible. It's actually pretty good. All right, just real light. I'm not a big contourer. I don't do a lot of contour, so just a little bit, just to kind of carve my cheekbones in a little bit. I'm going into these two here and just kind of mixing them around a little bit on my brush. I am going to use highlighter today, and I think I want to do kind of a mix of this lighter one with this champagne. Just kind of mix them together. For the lips, I definitely want to go into the Sephora Lip Stain collection because I have not dug into this yet, and I am super excited. I feel like my eyes are pretty dark, so I'm going to go with a nude. I might do a combination of the nude and the pink, so we'll see how it goes. So let's start off with the nude, and these don't have any color names. This is just a cream lip stain. It's got a standard doe foot. That is a really pretty color. I really like that. I'm going to go into the center with this pink. Last thing I need to do is spray with the Set and Refresh Spray, the Sephora Beauty Amplifier. It's funny because I seem to always forget this step when I'm filming, and I end up doing it after I film. So I'm really happy that I actually remembered this time. So the eyes started off a little shaky, but I think we got there. I'm actually really liking just kind of the subtle blue in there. I love this lip so much, and the formula feels really nice. So it's not too cakey, which is great. Yeah, so what do you guys think? I am definitely going to wear this look today. I have a lot to do. I'm going to go vote because it is midterm elections, and it's so important to vote. So I know you're watching this after the elections are over, but there are more elections in 2 years. So be sure to go out there and vote because it is so important for us to have a say and have a voice in our country. So thanks again for joining me. I would love to have you follow me and subscribe. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know every single time I upload. And I should have lots more coming up over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you again next time. Bye.